As you can see, it's 1/30/2013. This is my tent. It's locked up here, as you can see. And this black house gets pulled in front of it when I'm gone before I leave for the day, so that it's covered up for the entire day. And it's actually a very secure tent because I did a great job in weatherizing. The whole entire tent looks like the front and the top. Okay. And my name is Leslie Williams. I'm hiking in San Diego, California. I'm a target of what is known as I'm a target of what is known as organized gang stalking. And the San Diego police are directly involved in this crime, literally. And what they do is they create homelessness of a target. And I've already made multiple video files about it, but I'm still going to go ahead and describe it in this one as well. They create homelessness of a target to put them out on the street, and then they initiate. And the gang stalking happens at apartments that a target's rent. You can go to Google and type in how they rent apartments next to targets, how they get landlords and property owners on board, and how they'll steal your rent. Even rent that's mailed certified mail return receipt through the United States Postal Service. Google gang stalking or organized stalking of postal workers. Landlords, property owners, how they'll rent apartments next to targets or get existing neighbors that are next to a target's apartment to engage in organized gang stalking methods towards them as they're renting an apartment. I've read targets' blogs that have experienced this crime towards them in 6 different apartments in 3 different states. Yes, because the whole goal for them is to drive them out of their apartment, either through bogus complaints, which they then use to cause evictions, or they'll cause the target to want to leave their apartment. The whole goal is to create the homelessness, then to continue the gang stalking that occurs towards them along all their routes. It's done to break them down, so they can eventually get syndicated legal control over them to apply for any type of federal benefits in their name, including insurance. And they go after targets who are already on federal benefits like Social Security to co-opt their finances, to exploit their insurance, and exploit a target sexually in a syndicated run, organized crime group home. My name is Leslie Williams. I make these video files to inform, to expose the truth. They're doing this to single women, single mothers, people on disability, the elderly. And I make these videos so people can understand and know what normal, everyday, average people are having to live through on a literal daily basis as a result of organized crime in the system that is hosting this, protecting it, allowing it, making money off of it. They're totally destroying every aspect of a person's life. They blacklist them from employment. They stage vehicle accidents so you don't have a car to sleep in. And once they get them out on the street, they also try and train them for human trafficking, prostitution. And then they use remote neural monitoring to stimulate the neural pathways that are created, to bring them back into current consciousness in real time. Look in the description of this YouTube video for the PDF links that show you remote neural monitoring and brain entrainment and what that is. And you can also go to YouTube and type in Timothy W. Bioethics Issues. He talks about neurocognitive weapons and brain entrainment. Human slavery. Macy Monroe talked about that on her congressional candidacy website, priority number 2. She was a congressional candidate for the 28th District in Beverly Hills, California for the November 2012 election. She mentions the 13th Amendment flat out, satellite technology, that's remote neural monitoring. Go to YouTube and type in John Hall satellite terrorism. Jesse Ventura just recently did a show concerning us targeted individuals, and he only covered a portion of what we experience. It's torture. It's literal torture what we have to experience along our routes every day. The electronic harassment that targets experience, the remote neural manipulation. It's the physiological manipulation as a result of this technology being used towards us. The directed energy weapons that are literally used towards us. Let me give you an illustration of what I have observed. Inside this tent, when I'm inside it after dark, I have my flashlights on, and I'm all snuggled in my sleeping bags. And then when I take my flashlight off the ceiling of the top of the tent inside, it's attached to like this little net, and I have my flashlights attached to it. Well, I'll turn 3 of them off and then have one of them in my hand so I can adjust my sleeping bags to make sure I'm cozy. When I go to turn that last flashlight off, there's still an illumination of light in my tent after the flashlight's off, because the light itself is attaching itself to the microwaves. Yes, before it dissipates. Yes. If anybody, Vic Livingston, he's an independent journalist who's a target of this crime in Pennsylvania, has contacted me through my YouTube videos, one in October. He sent me some information concerning the directed energy weapons, which are microwaves. And electronic harassment is also microwaves, and then remote neural monitoring is being piggybacked off of microwaves. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, look at the Jesse Ventura brain invaders. Then, yes, watch that entire video. It literally shows an ex-DOD and CIA scientist literally flat out saying that he helped develop this technology and that it's being used to torture innocent American citizens. And I'm also here to tell you this, fellow American citizens. I have been gaslighted, subject to organized gang stalking tactics by over 5 different universities' campus safety, students, and staff, including 3 here in San Diego. Okay? I have no reason to lie to you. I'm not saying that I'm being gang stalked at like a Blockbusters or even though I'm gang stalking every business I go to, which is achieved through the community notification, which is a law enforcement tool where they use it illegally to notify any business. See, targets are tracked and surveilled. When I go from one place to another, they know where I'm going through GPS tracking and other modes that they have in their resources. So when I go from here to any place, they know where I'm at geographically. They then get on their cell phones and communicate the businesses that I go into to have them engage in literal organized gang stalking towards me. And I got undisputable proof online. Look in the description of this YouTube video and you'll see that proof. YouTube titles that you can copy and paste into YouTube and then witness the proof. Direct conversation methods that I predicted at this location multiple times about what I would hear at specific locations I was going to. And when I was here and I made these predictions, I made a video picture of my cell phone which showed the date and time. Like say if I make a prediction I'm going to hear gang stalking around me when I get to Ralph's. I'll show a video picture of my cell phone which shows the date and time. I go to Ralph's, the gang stalking that I predict I'm going to hear once I get there is set around me. It's caught on the digital tape recorder I have attached to my bra. Yeah, and then when I make a purchase it shows the date and time on the receipt. What's the likelihood of gang stalking, the description of the crime that's happening towards me, being set around me after I predicted at this location, showing what time it is when I make the prediction, and then when I get to that location, I hear it. It's caught on digital audio file and sometimes video file. Yeah, and then I have a receipt that shows the date and time of the purchase. I'll even verbalize as I'm making the purchase what I'm buying sometimes, in order to prove that where I'm at is what I'm buying so it can be cross-referenced to the receipt. This is a form of making a target feel stalked by getting around them and repeating certain phrases or words. Yes, that they sensitize targets to. I have undisputable proof online that this crime's happening towards me. And the only thing that I can do, fellow American citizens and fellow San Diegans, is to let you know I am not crazy in any way, shape, or form. I do not do drugs. I don't drink. I don't sleep around. I do not steal. I'm not involved in any illegal activity. This crime is happening towards me and hundreds of thousands of innocent American citizens. They're into identity theft, land co-opting, mortgage co-opting. They're literally destroying people's lives to take them over, to literally treat them like straw people in order to apply for federal funds once they get a hold of them and place them in syndicated organized crime group homes. Can you imagine this happening to your mother or your elderly mother or father, you know, who are in a separate state that their only child might be living in, and they're doing this to them to break their lives down, and once they put them in these organized crime group homes, they torture them. Yeah. If you even believe what they do to them in these group homes. Alright, I'm exposing these crimes so just fellow American citizens can know the truth that's happening to me, my fellow targets who I love with every fiber of my being, and just to let you know what's happening to innocent American citizens. And I also want to say this crime is happening to people in other countries as well. Alright, I gotta go. My name is Leslie Williams and I appreciate you listening. Thank you.